The first sound is the cough of an old mower as it sputters to life. Kevin Hansen adjusts the handle, eyes fixed on a yard long forgotten by its owner. Weeds push through broken concrete. Thorn bushes twist through a rusted fence. It is the kind of place most people turn away from, too far gone to bother. Kevin does not turn away. He leans in. His channel, the boring channel, became famous for these quiet acts of labor, where nothing explodes and no one shouts for attention. What keeps viewers watching is the transformation yards return to life, homes given back a sense of pride. From a single $100 chainsaw and a mower borrowed from his brother, Kevin built something extraordinary. In a world driven by spectacle, he found meaning in service, and the world noticed. This is the story of a man who built an unstoppable force from his last $100 and a simple push mower, becoming a symbol of hope and hard work. Kevin Hansen grew up in Oklahoma, a place where the summers are long and hot and the winters can strike with sudden force. His childhood was not filled with luxury or ease. His family lived a modest life where hard work and resourcefulness were part of everyday survival. Kevin's father played a central role in shaping his character. A man who believed in the value of work and self-reliance, he often reminded Kevin that sweat could serve as a currency when money was scarce. Kevin learned at a young age how to handle tools, how to split wood, and how to take pride in tasks that others might overlook. These lessons left a permanent imprint, giving him both the skills and the resilience that would one day become the foundation of his mission. But life in those years was not without its struggles. The family knew financial strain, and Kevin grew up with a keen awareness of what it meant to go without. Those experiences planted in him a deep sense of empathy for people who were just trying to make ends meet. By the year 2013, Kevin had entered adulthood and was facing a critical turning point. He was newly married and had just moved with his wife to a new city. Their first child was on the way. For many couples, this would be a time of joy and anticipation. For Kevin and his wife, it was also a time of fear. Kevin was unemployed, struggling to find stable work, and dangerously close to eviction. Bills piled up and the future felt uncertain. At one of the lowest points in his life, he realized just how thin the line between stability and disaster can be. Then, an unexpected event occurred that would change the course of everything. A brutal ice storm swept across Oklahoma, toppling trees and leaving neighborhoods covered in fallen branches. To most, it looked like devastation. To Kevin's father, it looked like an opportunity. "You know how to use a chainsaw," he reminded his son. Those simple words sparked a plan. Kevin and his wife gathered every last coin they could find, turning over couch cushions and emptying their coin jar. Together, they scraped together exactly $100, the last of their savings. At a local store, they found a chainsaw on sale for that exact amount. Kevin walked out of the store with nothing left in his pocket, but with the tool that would help him build a new life. Alongside a mower gifted by his brother, he began to carve out a future through sheer determination and hard work. With his new equipment, Kevin started taking on whatever work he could find. He cleared storm debris, mowed overgrown yards, and slowly began earning enough to keep his family afloat. But even in those early days, he felt pulled towards something more than just making money. Whenever he saw an elderly neighbor or someone clearly struggling to maintain their property, Kevin often stepped in without asking for payment. To him, it was not about charity, but about solidarity. He understood what it felt like to face circumstances bigger than you, and he believed that a small act of help could make a profound difference. What began as a habit soon became a philosophy. Kevin would deliberately keep a few houses on his schedule that he maintained for free. He offered his time and energy without expecting anything in return. These quiet acts of kindness planted the seed for what would eventually become his life's mission. Kevin's breakthrough came when he discovered that the city kept a list of abandoned or overgrown properties that were on the brink of being auctioned. He was struck by the idea that someone might lose their home simply because they could not keep up with yard work. That realization pushed him into action. During the week, Kevin worked for paying clients. On weekends, he began cleaning up these neglected properties at no cost. Some of these projects were filmed, others were not, but each one represented an act of service. The goal was simple: to help people breathe a little easier and to preserve their dignity at a time when they had little left. When he began uploading videos of these transformations to YouTube, the response was overwhelming. Viewers were captivated by the way Kevin turned chaos into order. The sight of an overgrown yard becoming neat and clean carried an unexpected emotional weight. People from around the world tuned in not just for the visual satisfaction, but for the sense of hope and kindness the videos represented. The irony of the name The Boring Channel became part of the appeal. What seemed ordinary on the surface turned out to be extraordinary in its impact. Through this channel, Kevin turned kindness into a movement, and that movement began to grow faster than he could have ever imagined. Kevin's story is deeply personal, but it is also a family story. His wife has been with him from the beginning, encouraging him to see possibilities when he was ready to give up. It was her early suggestion to start a lawn care business that planted the seed for his future. Although she prefers to remain private, her influence is felt throughout every chapter of Kevin's journey. Their children and their family dog, Officer Doofy, are also central to his story. They bring balance to the hard work and remind Kevin why he continues to push forward. The family vlog channel, The Not So Boring Life, offers a glimpse into this side of his world, showing that behind the mower is a devoted husband and father. What makes Kevin's work so remarkable is not only the kindness, but the way he has built a sustainable system around it. Today, he runs multiple YouTube channels, including Lawn Care Juggernaut and The Boring Channel, each of which funds his projects through ad revenue. In addition to advertising income, Kevin partners with brands such as Toro Mowers and East Texas Trailers, ensuring he has the tools needed for large-scale projects. Merchandise sales, channel memberships, and his free newsletter also support his work. The newsletter in particular has become a clever way to stay directly connected to his audience, offering behind-the-scenes content and monthly giveaways that keep his community engaged. The system is simple but powerful. Viewers watch because they feel inspired. The revenue from those views allows Kevin to take on bigger projects, which creates more meaningful content. The cycle sustains itself while staying rooted in authenticity. The impact of Kevin's work extends far beyond YouTube. His videos have become a source of comfort for people dealing with grief, loneliness, or hardship. One viewer, mourning the recent loss of her husband, shared that watching his lawn transformations helped her get through her darkest days. For her, what seemed like ordinary yard work became a lifeline of peace and distraction. This emotional connection is what sets Kevin apart. He is not just mowing lawns, he is creating moments of healing and reminding people that kindness still exists in the world. Kevin's story also stands out against the backdrop of a digital landscape filled with challenges. Many creators experience burnout from the relentless pressure of producing content. Some leave their platforms to protect their health or their families, while others fall from grace due to controversy. In contrast, Kevin has managed to build a model that balances purpose with sustainability. He is not immune to exhaustion, but his work aligns so closely with his values that it gives him energy rather than draining it. By staying true to his mission, he has avoided many of the pitfalls that have ended other creators' careers. As of 2025, Kevin continues to create, travel, and dedicate his weekends to transforming overgrown properties. He remains based in Catoosa, Oklahoma, but his influence stretches far beyond his hometown. Through his work, he has shown that even in an age dominated by digital noise, the simplest acts can carry the greatest meaning. His legacy is built not on spectacle but on service. With just $100 and a chainsaw, he began a journey that now touches millions of lives. He has proven that success does not always come from chasing attention, but from staying true to who you are and helping others along the way. The story of Kevin Hansen and The Boring Channel is more than the tale of a YouTube creator. It is a reminder that resilience and kindness have the power to transform lives. What began as one man's struggle to support his family has grown into a global movement that inspires viewers to see beauty and meaning in everyday acts of generosity. Kevin's work challenges us to rethink what we value. In a world often driven by spectacle, he shows that real impact comes from sincerity. A lawn freshly mowed, a property restored, a stranger helped these moments ripple outward, reminding us all that kindness, even when it looks small, can change everything.